Still staying on that train of looking at 90s films with strong female characters, and Troy, being the film auteur that he is, decided to go more the wee French route, as we're going to be talking about the 1991 classic La Femme Nikita. How does this look to us? Were we sick of all that reading? We know Troy can barely read, but we'll see.
What?
We'll see how we managed through all of it on a very read heavy edition of the review. Review. France.
Sacre bleu! Welcome to the review.
Alienate any kind of French listener we have. Baguette. That's a good one too. Lots of French people going.
Welcome to the review, a show or two. Small town dude.
How about this one? I surrender. America.
Big dumb opinions. I hope this episode you also just dig yourself a hole.
I hope I do too.
Today we are going over my pick for our female-led action heroes. Yes?
90s centric films with strong female characters.
Got it.
I could not think of a better title.
It's
a
so
theme.
Catchy.
It's a theme.
And
it fit with Captain Marvel, so I was like, okay, we'll make this work.
And I picked La Femme Nikita.
Yeah.
Not realizing that it was a French film. But I'll get into more of that later on in the show.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll have a story to tell based on that as we go along.
We'll let this unwind and
okay.
Just
you got to stay tuned for. You got to stay tuned for
it. That's right. But before we get into any of that, let's God
pray.
for a minute.
Let's pray.
We
want to lead some prayer, Troy. Lead some prayer.
My Heavenly Father, please give me strength to get through the news.
Amen.
Amen, brother.
Good food, good meat, good God, let's eat.
First bit of news I got, JT, is that Lucasfilm. Familiar?
Yeah.
How about the games of Lucasfilm?
What?
That's right. The games of Lucasfilm were held... EA held those rights for the longest time.
Yeah, and then they fucked it up by doing a bunch of goddamn loot crate shit with Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
I was so psyched for it. And then they were like, well, in order to get the really cool shit, you should buy more stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, go fuck yourself.
As did about everyone. So the last actually few outings of any Star Wars game, if they weren't canceled, were met with middling success.
Yeah.
Critical success. I don't know how much money they actually made with all the loot crate stuff. But,
yeah. I can't imagine much because people did not buy that shit. That Battlefront 2 came out. I think it was at least a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's already down to $10.
Yeah, and I think right away everyone was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
And so they kind of reneged on all that stuff and made it a little different, but it still had
you still had to buy stuff. Yeah.
So, that kind of just blew up in their face. So, with that, now Disney has acquired the rights to Lucasfilm games.
Yeah.
And are going to be creating new games henceforth under a Disney Games banner.
Yeah. Only this time, instead of loot crates, it's going to be sell parts of your soul so you can play as Darth Vader.
I mean, we're already halfway there, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I don't know. I'm not a huge Star Wars game person.
Yeah.
I really only like the movies. I don't get into the comics or the side books or anything like that. I just want a Star Wars movie.
The games were fun though. The ones that I've played are fun. Star Wars Force Unleashed, the first one, is awesome.
Yeah. And I also heard Knights of the Old Republic is great.
Yeah, I remember playing part of that, and I think that's one of the first games I played where like you can actually determine whether or not your character becomes good or evil, which was really cool. And it was pretty big also. But I remember Star Wars Battlefront 2 for like the regular PlayStation was badass. Because you could do space battles and also fight on planets. And there's like a really cool mode you get into where you have to like conquer the whole galaxy by like working your way through space to get to different planets to like fight on those maps and then like take over everything. Like that was fun.
Granted, like it's not like I've never played a Star Wars game either, and like I do like some of them. I think I did play that Battlefront one that you were talking about there a little bit. But I also played like X-Wing versus TIE Fighter for the PC. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, otherwise I was like, whatever. I'll just take the movies. That's good enough for me, bruh. But yeah, well, now Disney having that, so let's see how they chalk up. Let's see if they're up to snuff.
Well, what games have Disney made that are...
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Epic Mickey? I don't know. Are they in the Kingdom Hearts?
No, that's Square Enix, I think.
I don't know. I'm not a gamer person, really. So
I'm not either.
I don't know any of this stuff, really.
Gotta get Neil in here.
This
is Neil's repertoire.
I don't want to spoil the letter segment, but we may have a word from one dinosaur Neil.
Oh, God. Did that so gingerly, too. I don't know if I can say anything.
Just heads up. Okay. It's coming up soon.
Okay. You're making love to that microphone as you're talking into it.
Next bit of news I got, JT. James Gunn is back. And he's bigger than ever. So, as everybody knows, it was big news when James Gunn was let go of Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Months ago, but I think before the end of the last year, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know how long this has been going on. I can't remember. It's just a media circus.
I feel like it was like November of last year.
Could be. That being said, he seemed to be moving on to other projects.
Yeah.
We know he's doing the Suicide Squad movie for Warner Brothers. He kind of
came out of this pretty ahead.
Yeah. So not only does he has that Brightburn movie that he's producing coming up pretty soon, he's got a big blockbuster franchise kind of in his wheelhouse with Suicide Squad, that whole reboot.
Yeah.
And now he's back doing like Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
He's sucking off both teats right now.
He's really got it going on right now. He's back and better than ever, baby.
Yeah.
Which led many to speculate that I've kind of been picking up is that maybe he was never really let go from Disney. That they're just like, we need to really kind of separate from you right now.
Yeah.
But you're still on the payroll. We're going to just play it off like this is like kind of a big deal. Let it blow over and then you're going to be back.
But then the Suicide Squad 2 thing, I'm wondering if it was like, okay, you want to do that? Play some little tit for tat over here.
Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing too, because you would think he'd have like a no compete clause or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, in order to make it official, they'd have to like officially let him go, where it's be like, well, I'm not under contract, just in case they do fuck me. I'm gonna jump over here.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it could be both. Who knows? It could be anything really.
I think James Gunn is playing the game.
The only thing I'm happy about is that he is coming back to finish off what he started. The only thing is it won't be till like 2021 or something like that. But regardless, I'm glad to see him finish up what he really cooked up for us there a couple of years ago. And we all grew to love.
Boy, howdy.
Nobody will be happier than Dave Bautista.
Oh, I know.
Our favorite wrestling actor.
Thank God he's not Bautista bombing Disney right now. He almost Bautista bombed Mickey Mouse.
Just put Bob Iger through a table with a Batista bomb.
Yeah.
CEO of Disney.
Well, I can't think about this now. He's too busy getting ready for his match at WrestleMania.
Oh, is he in WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's him versus Triple H.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
That's what I thought too.
How often do they wrestle? Not?
No, barely.
Great. Glad. I'm
glad.
Another person making movies out there, JT.
Who?
Ezra Miller.
He's making them?
Well, he's in the process of possibly writing the Flash script with help from his buddy.
Everyone has completely abandoned it except him.
Pretty much.
He's like, if you're not going to make it, I'll make it myself.
That's pretty much it.
Damn it, it's my only franchise. I want it.
He's in the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Not longer. Not much longer.
So he isn't happy with the script that was written for The Flash, or maybe where Justice League kind of let his character go to.
Yeah.
So he wants to take the Flash movie into a darker, edgier tone.
Of course.
And with him, he's going to take comic scribe Grant Morrison to help him pen this script.
Isn't Grant Morrison kind of super dark?
Can be. I mean, he's not as dark as Alan Moore, but he's going to be some weird, probably head trippy type thing.
Get some David Fincher, tentacles coming out of Flash's body type movie.
Could be. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But, so, if anybody also listens to the Imperious Rex Patreon podcast, which is only for patrons only, but I know there's a select few people that are dabbling in that.
Yeah.
Dave brought this news up to me, and I erupted in laughter. Only because it's they're still trying to do that. Huh? They're really trying to still do this.
And there's all these guys being yeah, but we're going to do it right.
Right.
There's so many people that have yeah, but we're going to be the ones that get it right. We're the ones that know how to do this.
The only person that's ever happened with is Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. That's it. Otherwise, who else?
It's almost never happens.
It's so frustrating. So anyway, look out for that dark, edgy Flash movie with Ezra Miller coming out.
It's gonna be a hard PG-13.
Yeah, right. So I don't know, look for that in 2021, or it'll never come out anyway. Yeah. Another 3 directors will drop out for all I know. Last bit of news I got, JT, and this is a big one.
Oh, I can't wait.
Google, if the day this drops 2 days ago, announced their own gaming platform.
Ooh.
Did you hear about this?
No. Did you hear about this?
Did you hear about this? It's called Stadia.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be pretty revolutionary.
Yeah.
It does have an actual box, like a gaming box that you can eventually buy.
Yeah.
But what the gaming quote system is is all streaming.
Oh shit.
So you don't even have to buy a controller. Any USB controller that you already own will work.
Oh shit.
All you have to do when this launches is sign up for this Stadia.
Yeah.
And it'll play on any Google device with a Chrome browser. So you could play on your laptop, your television, your phone. If you have a Chromecast, you can just start playing. So for instance, on the demo, they showed you're let me just check out a trailer for the newest Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
And on that trailer, it'll be play game now on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so you can just click it, and then you're instantly playing the game. There's no downloads.
God.
It instantly streams, and you can jump from device to device, where if you had a controller, you can get an adapter for the controller so you can play with the phone.
Oh my God.
Your in handheld, pause it, and then tell Google to jump to your TV, and it'll jump in right where you left off.
Oh my God.
Instantaneously.
That's insane.
They've already tested this a few weeks ago, or maybe a few months ago at this point.
Yeah.
And it met with overwhelming praise.
Yeah.
And from what I recollect, that they didn't give out any financial information yet.
Yeah.
But It's just, I'm assuming it's going to be like a Netflix for games.
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm
thinking. Like a true
too.
Netflix for
like,
games.
PlayStation has a thing for that where it's like PlayStation Now, where you can stream certain games and they shift through them like monthly.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how this is going to work, but their stuff is going to be cross-platform.
Oh shit!
So there's going to be no exclusives unless like the Stadia or Google makes the game itself.
Yeah.
I want to see how this, and it even has its own controller if you want it that has Google Assistant built in, and they showed a thing like if you're playing the latest Tomb Raider game and you're stuck on something and you can't figure it out, you can hit the Google Assistant, say, I'm having trouble with this part, and then it'll pull up a YouTube video to show you tips on how to get through it.
Oh my god.
Through like an algorithm to find like a help video on YouTube.
Jesus.
It's fucking insane. Like I watched the whole hour long, most of it is just ends up being like specs of like what it can potentially do in the future.
Yeah.
But I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
You're going to go to work and be like, "Thanks for your shitty gift."
Well, I didn't know anything about this and some guy at work was telling me about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Like, depending on what the price actually ends up being.
Yeah.
I'm assuming monthly.
Yeah, it's got to be a subscription service of some kind.
I would very much consider this.
Yeah. No, it sounds really fucking cool.
The only thing you need is a great internet connection.
Yeah.
Because you're streaming all of that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think I tried out PS Now for like a month, and it did work on my internet. Granted, I have like cable internet.
Yeah, and I have a fiber connection here, so I don't think we'd have any issues. But
no.
like, if you were on like a slower connection or not like a dedicated connection just to yourself, and you got people feeding off your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm sure if you're like trying to play it on 4G on your phone, I'm sure that's not going to work out too well.
That's what I was wondering too. And if you have data caps, that's probably going to be a bad thing too. Because it's like 16 gigs an hour.
Yeah. We have a friend who's, one of my favorite things is going on his Facebook and watching his wife complain about how they've already capped out on their data on their home internet because he's downloaded like 3 or 4 games.
But anyway, check out Google Stadia. I don't like the name at all, but I think it's going to be pretty great. Maybe I'm wrong, but
well, it sounds like kind of like the future. It sounds like the future of gaming. Use that as a soundbite.
And because of their announcement a few days ago now, Xbox has already said like, oh, we've got something brewing for E3 coming up in like a couple weeks.
Whipping people, figure out something cool.
Yeah, I assume they're just like, oh shit. Well, pull an Audible. We got to do something. And then I can only imagine Google will come on after them and be like, our price is lower.
Yeah. You guys are not sleeping for a month until you figure out something cooler than this.
Yeah, but granted, it was a stage presentation, so like all of the stuff they showed probably was on a dedicated internet.
Oh yeah.
So like it made sure it worked perfectly.
Yeah. Like they aimed a satellite directly at.
Yeah, but they showed just him playing on like a small TV.
Yeah. And
then jumping over to his phone on a controller.
Yeah.
And then jumping over to they said a crappy PC.
Yeah.
But as long as you have a great internet connection, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then jumping onto a Chromecast, and it all just was like boom, 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 boom.
Shit.
It's awesome. And then
even the Chromecast, oh my god, that'd be so badass. Because it's like, I like investing in those you don't know Jack games because they're just like fun to have if like people are around. Mm-hmm. Imagine just like bringing like a Chromecast to a buddy's place.
Yeah. And I got one hooked up to this TV too. It'd just be so fucking cool to be like,
yeah,
Google, let's play whatever, Assassin's Creed or whatever it is.
Or I'll be like, hey, I'm bored. I'm bored with this podcast. I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna play something while you do the news.
Yeah. I want to know more of it. And I was on Twitter after they announced all that stuff just to see if anyone was like kind of talking shit about it.
Yeah.
And the only thing they're really talking about is like they never gave a price.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And it's like do you have to like buy a game once you start it? Kind of a deal.
I'm assuming so, because they need to find some way for at least to try and figure out like who gets what.
Yeah.
Like money for what? Like people aren't gonna like invest a fuck ton of money developing these games and then be like, well, you're gonna get a percentage of this subscription service that we're offering people.
Mm-hmm.
Like bullshit. They're gonna pay directly for me directly to play my fucking game.
Yeah. So who knows? I mean, Google has all the money. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe this could be like one of their lost leaders for them, but I don't know. I wouldn't think like over 2 billion people play video games. That was even in their press conference.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would they?
It's a big ass thing.
Why would they have this be like a loss leader type deal?
Yeah.
Especially if they know they can make a money. But yeah, anyway, check that.
It's definitely interesting
stuff out. For sure it is.
I'm quite curious.
Because of tonight's exotic movie review, we are drinking a Stella Artois tonight.
Yes.
Because we're fancy folk.
It's Belgian,
it's
but
closer to France than we are.
Closer to France than we are. This is very true. This is very true.
I haven't had a Stella in such a long time. It's kind of good. It's refreshing.
Yeah, it's crisp.
It kind of tastes like a bit like a Heineken.
Mm-hmm.
A bit. I like it.
Well, Heineken's made in Germany, and they're probably pretty close to each other.
It's made in Holland.
Oh god damn it!
Jeez, now you got all the Holland people up your ass.
I'm American. Of course, I got all this shit. I got all this shit fucking mixed up. Heineken, very good with sushi, though.
Oh, very good.
That's what I say. Troy doesn't like sushi because he's not civilized. He only likes French film. That's what makes him civilized.
That's right. I'm a big fucking oaf.
Troy, speaking of civilized, Bill and Ted.
Yes. Excellent.
Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter did a announcement online today saying that the Bill and Ted Face the Music will be released in the summer of 2020.
Oh boy. I don't think I've even seen all of either film ever.
I've seen the first one for sure. I think I've seen bits and pieces of the second one. The second one's really weird because they go to hell in the second one.
Weird.
Yeah, and it's a lot of like weird mental torture stuff that they go through where it's like, the fuck is happening?
At first when you started off your little news spiel there, when it said Face the Music, I thought you were going to say, for whatever reason, my mind went to that it was going to be a musical on ice. Which would be an amazing entry into the Bill and Ted canon.
I mean, it would fit. Their films are pretty fucking weird.
Anyway, continue.
But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how that plays out.
Sure.
We'll see. I do like the first one, though. It's got Abraham Lincoln saying "Party On."
Does Keanu Reeves is he gonna keep his John Wick hair?
I don't know. It was weird because they were like I watched the announcement video and they were trying to act like Bill and Ted, but Keanu Reeves is so
far removed from it.
Yeah, like he's like when he was like Ted. I think he was Ted, wasn't he?
I don't know.
When he played a character, he was like
Bill or Ted.
When he was Bill or Ted, he had like more of like a baby face and stuff, and even like in this thing he had like facial hair. He was like all grizzled, and he's like being like "Party on." Like, oh my god, Keanu.
He was also cleaning a gun while saying it.
I want to be incommunicado.
Don't touch my puppy.
Show you. I remember I sent you that fucking movie poster of Jason Mantzoukas supposedly being in the next John Wick.
Yeah,
fucking blew my mind.
What was the tagline on the poster? What did it say? Like TikTok John Wick?
Yeah, or TikTok Mr. Wick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Our buddy Ben Cron was like, if Jason Mantzoukas doesn't yell this in the movie, I'm gonna be upset.
I want to see him kill Keanu Reeves, and in the spirit of Jason Mantzoukas, he does it by fucking him to death.
Oh, that'd be great. totally just pause the movie.
And then he's just like, "You got a great set of pubes." Just yelling a bunch of sexual shit.
Yeah, I would love it. I would love it.
Like, John Wick 3, the comedy, coming out. Now, Troy, this is some news that I'm very much interested in.
Okay.
The director of Old Boy.
The Japanese version?
Yeah. God, I can't remember. It's Park Chan-wook.
Okay.
Is making a Western written by the same writer of Bone Tomahawk.
Okay.
And it's going to star Matthew McConaughey.
Oh. All right. Okay. Was he just in a Western? Oh, he was in the freaking the Gunslinger or whatever that fucking movie was.
The Dark Tower. I don't think that counts as a movie.
I never saw it, so I guess it didn't happen.
So I don't. Yeah.
All right. Well, all the people involved.
Yeah.
Have my curiosity piqued.
Yeah. I love Old Boy, even though it's super fucked up.
Yep.
And we reviewed Bone Tomahawk on the show.
We did.
One of the ones you did see for that month.
Yeah, that's true. What was going on that month? Was I like working a weird schedule or something?
Might have been. Yeah. Because I think you just couldn't find a way to get out to watch movies in the theater for some reason.
I don't even think sometimes I was even here for the recording.
No, you were here for the recording. But then, like, I think it was something where...
somewhere I would show up, like, halfway through, though? Because didn't, like, Dinosaur Neil step in?
Yeah, I think me and Neil recorded it before you got home. I think it was one of those times where, like, you, like, came home late.
Uh-huh.
So me and Neil would, like break into your house and then record it. And then we would do, like, the news and stuff when you got home.
Okay. What a time to be alive.
What a time.
Working late. God, what a terrible time to be alive.
Now you work early.
I do. What a terrible time to be alive.
Troy, Transformers.
What about them?
You love them, right? Big fan.
Yep. You bet.
Well, good news for you then, Troy, because they are officially making a sequel to The Last Night, the last film that came out for Transformers. So more of those.
Okay.
But they're also
done with those.
Huh?
I thought they were done with those.
The producer just said that they're making more now.
All right.
So we'll see. Maybe Michael Bay's not making it now. Maybe.
I don't care about any of
this.
But
they're also making a Bumblebee Optimus Prime buddy cop type movie as well.
Okay.
Which I'm kind of looking more forward to that, because I heard that Bumblebee movie was pretty good.
Yeah, I never saw it, but the positive reviews it got made me interested in it. But like I was just young enough where like Transformers like do nothing for me. Like I never had it on TV. The thing I saw on TV was Beast Wars.
Yeah.
And even then I'm then I'm just like, I don't care about this really.
Beast Wars.
See, Dangerous coming in here yelling Beast Wars.
Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah.
I heard it and I came a calling.
You're a Transformers fan, huh?
No, I just like Beasts and Wars.
Beasts and Wars. All right.
Talk on the mic, Chelsea.
Why don't you talk into the mic and not clap into the mic?
Yeah,
like
don't clap into the mic.
Ass.
God, what a greeting.
Like a horse's ass?
A horse's ass because I clapped my hands. Can I have a chair?
There's a chair right over there.
Hospitality around here?
Get over here. Get over here. We haven't had you on the show for a while, Sea Danger.
Yeah, because you guys are always talking about BS.
That's fair enough.
No, I'm just kidding. Usually I like want to come in and make a comment and then you're already over.
Yeah.
The topic I only want to talk about.
What topic do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What are you guys talking about right now?
How's her volume over there? Is she okay?
She's fine.
All right. Are you even looking at my volume?
It's fine.
I
can take a look and say something.
Something.
You're pretty much on par with all of us.
All right.
I never am. So whisper.
Like all the times you just get frustrated with me when we're doing charm type. I'm like, why don't you get into the microphone?
And then it sounds like I'm eating it.
I think you say it at least once every episode.
But I like.
Well, because she starts out this
it.
close, and by the end she's like way back here. I'm like,
I get comfortable.
effing microphone, would
I'm
you?
sorry. It's the way I am. It's the way I'm gonna be.
You guys are such a cute couple.
Thanks, J-Dog.
J-bag.
J-bag.
Step on my bag.
J-bag.
Well, I got one more piece of news item.
All right.
Oh, I can't wait.
Chelsea can measure
Weigh
in on here. Weigh
measure
in.
in.
Measure in.
In inches.
Measure up.
Measured in inches.
minutes of the
Sopranos.
Yes.
I know you saw a few episodes of it.
Yeah. Maybe like the first 3.
Yeah, I've seen a
It was great.
couple.
I loved it.
I guess.
Well, they're making a prequel, a movie prequel.
Fuck, I
Okay.
don't care.
To The
All right.
Sopranos.
Anyway, continue your news.
Why is this news?
I don't
What's
know.
happening?
Tony Soprano's dead, right? The guy who played him's dead.
Gandolfini?
Did he die?
Yeah,
He's
he did
dead.
die, right?
He had like
Yeah,
a
he died.
massive heart
But
attack or
it's a
something.
prequel. So
Who's
they're
gonna
using-
play him?
I
Joey
don't know.
Fatone?
Oh my
But,
god. Could you even imagine?
Joey Fatone?
Joey
Tony...
Fat One?
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be Tony Soprano.
Is it going to be On the Line 2, The Sopranos prequel?
That would be amazing. So yes, it is. You're welcome, Hollywood.
Call us.
Call us.
Well, anyways, it's going to be called Newark.
All right.
Oh.
And it's got a 2020 release around Oscar season, or like the time they usually put the Oscar movies out. So maybe they're expected to be pretty good.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Wait, so is it a movie or is it a
It's a
show?
movie. Did you
It's a
listen?
movie.
Clearly, I did not
movie.
listen.
Yeah.
No.
Come on, Troy, open up
I
your
really-
ears. Of course you didn't listen to me.
I doubt it's going to get an Oscar. Let's get
All right.
real.
It's all right. She doesn't listen. It's okay.
I do
tell her all the
listen.
time.
That's all my news.
You're the one who didn't listen on our show about the guy almost killing himself by lighting himself on fire, falling asleep with a cigarette in his mouth.
Prison Mike?
Prison Lucky
Lucky
Mike. Lucky Mike. Anyway, I proved my point.
Well, with that being said, you want to jump into some mail?
Mail?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get the mail
Wait,
scream
you guys
coming.
Get mail?
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're popular too, Chelsea.
And Chelsea,
know you are. I love your
gonna
show.
love this mail as well.
Here we go.
No.
Chelsea, I know you can't hear it, but you got to tune into the show next time because I'm going to do our official mail scream. Times 2, of course, as always.
Of course.
You play
So-
it twice?
Yeah, I accidentally put the sound clip on the playlist twice, and I got too lazy to get it off there, so now it always
Just
plays
somebody
twice.
yelling twice.
Yeah, it's Tom Cruise screaming from the Mummy trailer.
That's good.
Because he's excited that we got mail.
Yeah.
That's great, guys.
Yeah.
That's actually on
Yep.
par.
Thank you very much. It was all Joel's idea. So I just want to preamble this a little bit that my little brother, Corey,
Yeah.
Cinnamon,
Has
as some people like to
been
call him.
Cinnamon? Corey Cinnamon?
going back and listening to our past episodes.
Okay.
And filling
How
me in.
far back?
He's jumping around quite a bit.
Okay.
Awesome.
But he has recently been listening to Operation No Baby stuff.
Yeah.
Because he's going through the same thing with his daughter.
Really?
And he actually asked me today, is there more of that? And I said, unfortunately, no, that we did that for the month of February. But if you wanted to be on the show, we could easily make an addendum for you.
Fair enough.
Mm,
I'd be willing to open a fresh can of whoop ass.
Baking up a batch of whoop
Yeah, I'd be willing to bake up a batch of whoop ass.
I'd love to watch you bake. Just weed cookies.
So
A little bit of ass.
I was trying to, because he said he listened to our Boss Baby review.
Yeah.
And there were so many times he said he wanted to chime in with something,
Yeah.
but realized he couldn't.
He gets the lifestyle because he's part of it.
He also said, because he went back and listened to our Crocodile Dundee review as well.
Yeah.
And he said that you definitely need to watch Crocodile Dundee at least 50 more times.
Yeah, at least 50.
We'll just have Our show for an entire year will just be watching Crocodile Dundee every week.
Don't they do? Aren't there podcasts where they do that?
Yeah, it's the
we'll do
worst idea of
our
all
worst
time.
week ever. Yeah, worst idea ever edition of Crocodile Dundee, but it's not the worst. It's the best.
Yeah, it's the best idea of all time. To watch Crocodile Dundee 52 consecutive times every week.
Every week?
Once a week, but
Once a
52
week.
consecutive weeks.
Yes.
But anyway, here is the letter right here from our very own dinosaur, Neil.
Oh, bless him.
And it goes like
Neil's
this.
bits.
You're going to love this, Chelsea.
Oh, no.
G'day.
Oh.
The review is asking people for the favorite female assassins, and I think I boiled it down. So here are my top 5 female assassons.
Gave us a list.
Let's get into it.
We love lists.
Do you know the reference right now? You don't even get the reference, do you?
He doesn't.
it's a-
I will show you
okay.
after the show.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you immediately.
Number
after this.
5, Oren Ishii from Kill Bill. Number 4, Black Widow from The Avengers. Number 3,
He's holding up his hand.
Lorraine
The countdown.
Broughton from Atomic Blonde. Number 2, Beatrix Kiddo, Kill Bill. And finally, number 1, Agent 355 from Why the Last Man. And there you have it, my top 5 female assassins.
Okay, so he's
I need a
referencing
thumbs up.
he's referencing this YouTube series of this Australian father who's a stay-at-home father, and he has this massive yard and he grows produce in his yard. And Troy is obsessed with it. And
He's a
every
great- he's got a
time
great show.
he like films it, the guy films it
great
himself,
show.
but he'll like set up the camera and be like touching leaves on a tree and like turn quickly and be like you surprised to see the camera there. Good day. So we showed Neil and Sarah that, and
Now they're obsessed.
it's infiltrated our lives.
Let me just bear
But
with
he
me. Let me
always
play
has,
the
like,
beginning
his
of an
5,
episode.
and he always
Okay.
put in the videos. He's like,
Oh my
puts
god!
his hand up.
Hold on, there's an ad.
Ad.
Here we go. Skipping ad.
Let me bedazzle with all these herbs called basil. But I hope it's not a hassle if you see some in a frazzle, because that's just the way I travel when I grow my ton of basil.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, and in this video, I'm going to give you my 5 top tips on how to grow a ton of basil in just one small or
Basil?
medium-sized raised bed container.
It's always raised bed
such as
containers.
this. Let's get into it.
Yeah, but then so he's always doing these like 5.
That guy needs a plug. Give that guy a plug.
His channel is
Self-Sufficient Me.
Self-Sufficient Me on YouTube. He's the best gardening channel ever. He lives in
will
the
fall in
subtropical
love with
version of
him.
Australia.
Yeah,
He's
version.
so charming. He was in the Australian army, and then he quit to raise his kids
because
while
his
his
wife's
wife
a
worked.
breadwinner.
Oh, fair enough.
And then he just now makes his own YouTube stuff.
Slowly, Troy is morphing into him, and
G'day.
Bless.
purposefully.
Let's get into it.
He's even gonna make his own raised garden beds this summer. He's talked my
This
head
summer?
off about it.
In mere weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need
He's
to do it
plotted. He's walked
the frost
outside in the
starts.
yard with his hands on his hips, like looking at where, and he's like, "I'm gonna do 2 3x5s," and he's got it like all planned.
That's right.
He just doesn't have the accent yet.
Not yet. Mostly because I don't live in Australia.
Well, from now on, Troy,
Yes.
you have to find a way to fit "Let's Get Into It" on this show somehow.
But he
got
like
it.
you. I wish they
I
could
could
see you
easily do
because
that.
you held your hand up and counted down the numbers like he did. It's
I
amazing.
feel like they could feel how into it I was.
they could feel your
powerful.
hand
Hear
showing
the
numbers.
breeze.
That's
Yeah.
right. But yeah. So anyway, thanks for the letter, Neil. Thank for your top 5 assassins
Yes.
from famous cinema.
Yes.
Another one coming up at the end of our show
little lady named Nikita.
when we get into it.
Love
But
them.
before then, we're going to talk about some things that are done.
It's done. I gotta find some theme music for "It's Done" sometime.
Just silence.
Yeah, I mean, do you
the
really
end of
want
all
to do
things.
that?
How about you have Neil
Gone
write a
so far.
20-minute song about
Yeah,
it?
Neil, write a 5-minute long song about "It's Done," and we'll play the whole fucking thing.
Every single
Every
time.
episode.
They can like leave, get new beverages, use the bathroom, come back, and then it's done.
It would be a great break. I tell you what, a
It'd
good
actually
bathroom
be
break.
A good intermission for everyone.
We come back late and it's just dead air.
Yeah. I have a list of 5 things that I could do besides listening to Neil's Bits song for God knows how fucking long.
Neil
I'm
would
gonna
love you.
bug off.
I do love his Neil's bits. We make fun of him, but
I do like the Neil's bits.
Oh, yeah.
It's
he's
a great
he's
theme.
the only one really doing this for your show, so
That's very true.
Yeah.
we shouldn't
No one
slap him
else-
that hard.
No one else cares enough about us.
But anyway, for
Yeah.
whatever reason, there was like a huge dump of trailers this last week.
Yeah.
One, like the day after we dropped the show.
Of course. And it was like the biggest one ever.
Toy Story 4?
No, the new Avengers trailer.
Oh, that old chestnut.
But speaking of Toy Story 4, they did drop that trailer.
Oh, I know. I've not seen it, but I know about it. They talked about it on the radio today.
Oh, well, I did watch. Did you see this one, JT?
I did see this one.
To make you cry?
No. But it's different than what I thought it was going to be a little bit.
I think I'm for it because they're stressing what I was like hoping they would stress when they did that teaser when they showed Forky for the first time. Where I was like, it'd be really cool to see like a movie where this girl creates a toy and then he has this existential crisis about whether or not he's a living thing.
Yeah.
And
it's
It's
kind
like a
of
big
that.
part of
It's like you wrote the movie for them.
Look, shh, shut up. I'm not supposed to know.
Did they call it? Are you getting royalties on this? Because it's pretty much your idea. You failed to open that beer bottle?
No.
Shut up.
Good old
Cool,
four.
cool,
And you,
cool.
I feel like
Cool.
Shut
you
your
would,
mouth. Shut your mouth now. Shut it.
you would name a toy Forky.
I would.
You do have a dog named
I
Bucket.
named a dog Bucket,
Yeah.
so what the hell?
Yeah.
I just told somebody at work about that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
But
digress.
They thought it was cool.
No, they had a dog
No.
that they adopted named Bucket, and then they promptly changed it. And I was like, I had a friend who had a dog named something normal and then named it Bucket. So it's like, no, but it was just unexpected. I was like, I didn't think a animal shelter would name the dog Bucket. But it's
Turns
like you
out.
just melded the two.
Well, my dog's name before was Nardo.
Ugh.
Bucket is better than Nardo.
Oh, it's definitely,
Yeah.
it's original.
is.
I just had never met where it was like the flip-flop of you.
You're inverse.
Well,
You're
There's
In-
somebody who
sounds
lives
like
out there that is the
inverted
exact
dog
opposite
name.
of you.
sounds like a coworker sucks. So
Yeah. I think it was somebody sucky, actually. I'll give you that.
But yeah, the Toy Story 4 trailer essentially is like they're with that new kid now,
yeah,
and she creates a spork
Forky.
toy
yeah.
named Forky. That spork gets lost, and then the toy gang has to go try to find it before she loses her shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty much Toy Story
by
4.
also running away and making her lose her shit even more when all of her toys are gone.
Does it have like arms and legs? I heard it has
Yeah,
googly
it's
eyes.
got
cleaner.
its arm and legs made out of pipe cleaners and
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool
But yeah, but then they're like, reintroducing Bo Peep because she was
I
like
heard
sold
she's
off.
cool in this. Like she's kind of like edgier.
Yeah, looks like a super scary scene involving a bunch of weird ventriloquist dummies.
Oh, that is.
Yeah, that was actually kind of horrifying.
Yeah, like a bunch of slappies from Goosebumps.
I
like
was just gonna
frickin'
say a bunch of slappies.
Great.
I didn't know if anyone else would get
like,
the reference.
Makes you
Jason
never
Woody.
sleep again.
Yeah, but it looks good. I mean, I don't know why I would ever doubt a Toy Story movie. They've all
Every
been
single
pretty
one,
great.
and they always get you. There's always a song in it that's like, I can't not cry.
I always have held that if like a Sarah McLachlan type sang "You've Got a Friend in Me" really slow at the end, I would just fucking lose my shit.
We did see. I think it was 3. We might have seen in theaters. I think we were just starting to date, and it has a really sad song in that.
Yeah, but it's not "You Got a Friend in Me" like a reprise as a slow version.
That would be the.
Yeah.
Just she like
That's what-
arms of an angel's like a kid like holding some broken toys. Like, please buy these broken toys.
yeah.
Just sobbing.
And the kid also just lost her dad, who's in the military or something
Yeah.
like that. Something.
God.
the mother has cancer.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Super
seriously.
sad.
But they're so. That's like one of the only series that I think has continued to stay great.
Yeah.
They don't ever screw it up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess you depend on like success because like even like the Finding Nemo for Pixar, like Finding Dory did better than Nemo did.
I'm not even thinking 6. I'm just talking about like as a movie. Like they all are good movies.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't go down.
Yeah, like that's a pretty like Toy Story trilogy's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
all the way through.
Didn't disappoint, and for a 4th, I'm like, I'm pretty confident in this.
I didn't think it ever needed one, but
No,
I'm into
that's
it.
the only thing that I'm against is that 3rd one just felt like such a fitting end.
That's what I heard on the radio today.
Because it's like this is like they're saying goodbye to Andy. They're going off this other kid. Like it's a perfect end to the whole.
they kill Kelsey
story
Grammer
of-
off.
it wasn't Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, he was the bear.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
Lotso.
Kelsey Grammer was not the bear.
Okay.
I can't.
It
remember
was.
who it
Already.
It was somebody else. It wasn't Kelsey Grammer. I think you're thinking of Beast from X-Men.
Okay. Maybe. Who's to know?
Another trailer that came out.
Hold on, I got a smaller one before we get into any more big ones, Troy.
Okay.
I thought it'd just be good.
Okay, yeah,
Get
go
some
ahead.
smaller one.
Go ahead.
I got there's a movie coming out called Lucy in the Sky
Oh yeah.
that
I
is.
saw that trailer.
You did?
Is it? Go ahead.
It's Natalie Portman.
Never mind.
Okay.
You're thinking of Yesterday.
Yes, the Beatles one.
Oh,
Sorry.
gotcha.
That's
Sure, I already brought that up on the. But it's a movie where Natalie Portman stars as an astronaut who goes up into space and sees the Earth, and then she gets like this weird insanity when she comes back, where she feels like insignificant and just goes absolutely insane.
Oh.
It looks like the astronaut version of Black Swan, pretty
Oh
much.
Jesus.
Like insane as in like she's killing people, or she's just
Well, I don't know. They just show like she's having all these visions and stuff. Like she keeps talking about how she feels so insignificant and how nothing matters because she's like seen the world for what it really is and stuff.
that sounds depressing as hell.
But the director is Noah Hawley, the same guy that's been doing Fargo and Legion.
Okay.
So a lot of like the visions that she has seem to be like in that vein of Legion and stuff.
Okay.
those are pretty cool.
So it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
it
I
was
saw
called-
it and I didn't know much about it, so I'm just like, I don't want to bring that up.
Lucy
but
in the Sky with
I
Diamonds.
wish I did.
Is that what you
It's
said?
just Lucy in the Sky.
Lucy in the Sky.
Although they do play Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds at the end of the trailer, where I'm like, okay, it's a little on the nose. You don't really need to go that far.
Yeah.
We get it. We get it's a Beatles
Rubber
song.
faces in it.
So cool.
Cool.
Cool, 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 cool.
What is happening? Are you guys having strokes?
Yeah.
I'm having a stroke.
Oh God, that stupid commercial. Another one I saw is for a series, and it's a Netflix series. Maybe you've heard of it, Stranger Things.
Hey,
I have not seen the trailer, but I saw people posting about it.
Yeah, I think it dropped either yesterday or today. It looks like it's gonna be a nice fitting kind of like bookend to.
Is this the last
I don't.
season?
It seems like it because they make reference to them being like older and grown up from where they started. This kind of like
Yeah, it looks like they
journey.
might be doing kind of like a thing where it's like because they're getting older, they're not doing the same things they did as kids, so now they're like becoming more apart than usual.
Oh,
So I wonder.
gangs breaking up, huh?
Yeah, but it still also has like cool Stranger Thing twists. And
Yeah.
The Red Ranger is back.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but like he's back from the second one. And
Oh, the hottie older brother who's abusive?
yeah.
That
Yeah.
guy.
Yep. So I can't wait for
Like
him to be back.
strangely angry,
Yes, that's the one.
but hot.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a
Didn't
killer
he have
mullet.
a rat? Or he had a mullet or rat tail?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had a rat tail.
Smoking a cigarette while he's pumping iron.
Just furious at the world.
That guy was awesome.
He was awesome.
You know what? I didn't recognize him as the Red Ranger in it either. Like, he really transformed into a total white trash hot boy.
Hey man, hot
bet he
trash
did.
white boy.
Hot boy. White trash hot boy.
White trash hot boy.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Sea
white
danger.
trash hot boy.
Thank you for the fresca.
You're welcome. Oh my God, can you hear the crispness?
But
God, it's crisp.
it stings. It's so fresh.
It's probably
from
going to
over
cut my
here.
throat so sharp and crisp.
God.
Easy.
Okay.
You were advertising Fresca in the wrong
You're
ways.
Drinking glass.
Let me have my simple pleasures, guys.
Oh my God, this Fresca's so good it might kill me. Oh no!
Ooh, there was some frostiness on the top. It's so
That's the
cold.
glass.
It's the glass they add to every can.
Yeah. So anyway, Stranger Things
Yeah.
season 3 looks
When does
great.
that actually come out?
July 4th.
So they're dropping that pretty early.
July 4th.
July. But they usually have been dropping it during.
You're just the inverse of each other. It's weird.
They usually drop it around like Halloween and stuff, and they're not doing it this time.
Yeah, it seems like an odd time to drop a trailer.
I think like this one takes place more in the summer, so they're making you get that feel.
Oh.
That summer feel.
I wonder if there's going to be the 4th of July in the show with fireworks and those weird creatures.
Well, maybe so.
Oh my god.
Because you know when you watch fireworks and then like other fireworks come up and you see the smoke trails of the shape of the previous firework?
Oh my.
And it kind of looks like the creatures anyway?
Oh my god.
Take note,
Did
Duffer
I just-
Brothers.
Did I just blow your mind?
But yeah,
Anyway.
Put this woman in the writing room, duffers.
Royalties.
a lot of people, oddly enough, have like soured
Forky.
on Stranger Things for whatever reason. I think because it's like overwhelming popularity. But, like,
Boo-hoo.
yeah, but I just want to say, shut up.
Yeah, people shitting on something because it's popular, right,
Yeah.
Troy? It's so
Oh,
stupid.
fanboys shitting on
Do I
something?
do that?
With Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're a total jerk about Game of Thrones and you've never
But I don't
watched
make a
single
big deal out of it. The only time I do is when you like try to shove it down my fucking
Okay.
throat.
P.S. You're so dramatic about it. Like, over the top. So, Joel and I would come... we would be watching it
Yeah.
quietly, might I add, just
Yeah.
enjoying our show. You would come home from work and you would stomp in and you would sit in a chair in an adjoining room so that we were still in your line of sight. And you would just huff and puff and sit on your phone waiting for Game of Thrones to be over because God forbid you just sit down and watch it with us.
Yeah, because that's what I
then
wanted to do. Jump in the middle of some season.
Every
How
once in a
uncomfortable
while,
is that?
chiming in with, I don't even know what the fuck is going
Yeah.
on.
And I always wanted to be like, you do not get to speak because you do not watch this. He made it weird.
He did. He ruined it.
I mean, get a grip,
We'd still be doing it to this day.
fanboy.
And you fucked it up.
Yeah, fuck boy.
Man, you made me feel like a total fuckboy over here.
White trash hot boy.
White trash fuck boy over here.
God damn it. You got me, though. You pegged me.
You know what would be crazy is if at night I came downstairs like, Troy, where are you? Like wiping my eyes because I'm tired, and I catch him watching
He's
Game of
watching
Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
But he's sitting in Macy's beanbag chair in the dark.
Chelsea, shut up! It's the finale.
Oh, sorry.
Daenerys Targaryen is using her dragons.
Red wedding.
Daenerys.
It's not
Don't
like
say it right.
it's not
Yeah,
like
that's what you
Darius
said.
Rucker.
Daenerys.
Daenerys.
Daenerys,
Daenerys
idiot.
Daenerys. Yeah.
Say?
Daenerys Kardashian. Yeah, that's what I said.
Not interested.
Idiot.
Yeah. What a fucking
Love
idiot.
you.
Another trailer that came out is the one for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
JT, did you watch this one?
I did see this one.
You want to go on a little bit
And,
about this
yeah, it looks pretty good. It doesn't give you a lot about, like, what it's really about.
one? Right.
But, yeah, I'm always into those Tarantino-esque type films. The only
Yep.
thing that's making me worry about this is that Tarantino likes to go all, like, film nerd
Yes.
Oh.
into some of his movies. And this one, it's like, it gives him, like,
All the
all the opportunity to go super... I know a lot about old film type of...
Yeah.
Oh no.
Especially in the 70s.
Yeah. No, it's the 60s. Because it's supposed to take place around...
The Manson.
Around, Charles Manson. That was
Oh
like
my god, I totally
Was it?
guessed on
60s,
that.
wasn't it?
God, I'm good.
I thought it was
It
in the
was
70s.
69.
Well,
Hold
that's
on.
close
You
enough
just
to
love the
70s.
number 69.
I think
Let's
it's
be
Yeah, you
around
real.
pervert.
Yeah,
69,
Yeah, you redneck
dude.
fuckboy.
this is really evolved into
69
not what I
fuck.
said.
That's what they call me. 69 fuck boy.
69
But yeah,
Forky.
I agree. It doesn't really
Yeah.
give too much away. It looks like it focuses a lot on Leonardo DiCaprio's character.
Fuckboy 69. That's my username on LinkedIn.
69
On
Forky.
LinkedIn.
Yeah. I want a job. Will you hire 69 fuckboy?
Surprisingly get a lot of hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not from the right people, but a lot of cops.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, on LinkedIn.
The sexual
Yeah.
predators are.
Hey,
The
69
professional
fuckboy, do you want a gun?
Ew.
Always trying to bait you to go to some Days Inn.
Motel 6.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurt.
The last.
My inside.
The last trailer I got is, of course, the Avengers Endgame trailer, the second one.
Yeah.
Doesn't show a whole lot more.
No.
But it shows...
But I'm glad they're not.
Yeah, of course. One thing I was surprised that they actually showed was, like, the almost entire team together at the very end in, like, a full-on new costumes and stuff. I'm actually kind of shocked to see that. Because I think some stuff, like, toy releases kind of spoiled that. But, like, those can always just be fun knockoff shit for kids. It doesn't have to actually happen in the movie.
Well, and I
didn't
feel
they
like
do that before? Didn't they do that with the movie posters for the last one? Infinity War?
What are you talking about?
They like had the lineup of them running through the trees and then like Wakanda, but then they when you saw the movie, it was but they weren't matching, but they like took people in and out.
That scene wasn't even in the movie.
Oh,
no, it wasn't in the movie.
There you go.
But yeah, it looked like the scene that they showed in like the previous trailer where they're all wearing the regular costumes, but this time they're all wearing the
white and red.
The white and red things.
Kind of looks like Ant-Man.
Which
a little bit.
Yeah, I've been hearing that that's supposed to be that they're all going to go in the quantum realm.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Together, holding hands.
And like we see like Tony Stark is back, Nebula's there.
Yeah.
War Machine's got his own
version.
version.
Maybe they're just messing with everybody though.
Let's just turn this movie into an episode of the Magic School Bus where
that
Ant-Man
would be amazing.
Ant-Man is Miss Frizzle and just shrinks them all down to go in the quantum realm.
Yep.
And he's like,
he's goofy
this is well.
Let's get messy
with some great science mom joke.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They go all into whatever his name is.
Arnold's body.
That's
my favorite episode.
Poke around at his like gallbladder or some shit.
He's sick.
Let's make Arnold take a shit.
Just in Thanos. That's how they take him down. Is they just infect
They make Arnold poop in Thanos.
Yep. Yeah, they make Arnold poop in Thanos.
They shrink down to minuscule size, go into Arnold from Magic School Bus.
They turducken him.
And then, they go and make him shit inside Thanos.
Yeah, they turducken him, and the most inner layer is just Arnold's shit.
Yep.
They all take multiple shits inside Thanos, and then he dies.
Makes total sense.
Avengers Endgame, can't wait.
Royalties. It's gonna happen.
But yeah, that's the last trailer I got. I thought it was really good. Hopefully they don't show obviously any more, and I don't think they will.
No, that's pretty. It's like almost a shit, like a month and a half away.
Not.
Oh, not. Is it?
Almost not even. It's almost just a full-on month and a week.
A full month. Full-on month.
Oh my god, a full-on month.
Can't even contain my.
It's a full-on month.
Full-on month. But yeah, that's all I got.
White trash hot boy.
That's all I got for the trailer news, JT.
All right. Well, that leads us into the tournament. Random Movies 5. This is our fifth
Madness?
one. There's always a little bit of madness going on here. You know what I'm saying? Hey-o.
You gotta always spin it on me. Okay,
but no,
let's
it's
hear it.
Tournament Random Movies 5. We had Platoon versus The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes.
What did you guys vote for?
I voted for Platoon.
I voted for Platoon also.
Is that the one with Charlie Sheen?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've seen that. It's good.
But this one was a close one.
When I voted, it was a little one-sided still, but I was surprised as how many votes Amazing Spider-Man already had.
Amazing Spider-Man got oh my god, it was like close. I had to like retweet it on Monday to make sure that it wasn't a fucking tie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that want Amazing Spider-Man, and I'm glad it didn't win because I don't want to talk about Spider-Man.
Is that the Tobey Maguire?
No, it's the Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield one.
I haven't seen that one.
Well, you know.
Can feel the excitement just pulsing through the room.
So Platoon is in the finals.
Great.
It is one win away from being reviewed on this show at a later date.
I'm not thinking of the right Army movie.
All right.
I'm thinking of the one with like Bill Murray or something. No,
Bill
not
Murray.
Stripes?
Stripes?
That's what I was, and I was excited. Stripes was kind of good.
Yeah, Stripes is good, but it is not what
Platoon is the one where like the
Oh,
poster.
I'm sorry, I just admitted I was wrong, and I liked the other one.
Platoon is the one where it's like Willem Dafoe's got his arms up in the air.
That means nothing to me. I'm not a
Like
Defoer.
But this is like a famous like poster.
Cool. That's probably why I know Charlie Sheen's in it. It's just visually, but Is
Yeah,
it like a
he's in
drama or a comedy?
Yeah, it's more dramatic.
a dramedy.
There's nothing comedic about it.
Well, a girl can hope. Okay, there's a sheen in it.
All right, well.
Oh, is his brother in it?
What, do you think it was Hot Shots?
I don't even know what that is. So no.
This is the cover to Platoon. Have you ever seen that?
I don't want to watch that.
I'm not forcing you to watch it.
I would not vote. I would have falsely voted if I had voted
It won
for
Best
it.
Picture.
Oh,
Look
great.
out. So we got Platoon moving on. We got one more semi-final match in the Tournament Random Movies. I don't care if you watch. I'm just going to say it anyways. The 2006 film Children of Men versus National Lampoon's Vacation from 1983.
How do you pick these? This is so random.
I got a thing on my phone that just gives me random movies, and then I just pick on which one.
You just pick on them?
Yeah, I pick on them. You're stupid!
You're going in. You're in the tourney. Anyway.
So, Children of Men versus National Lampoon's
funny.
Vacation. What you got in mind for this one, Troy?
Christmas Vacation. That's the wrong one.
I'm leaning towards one, but I don't want to tip my hand.
Oh my god.
You don't want to tip your cap
Not
to
yet.
the wrong lady?
Now, this isn't Christmas Vacation, Joe. This
I know,
is
I
the
just sang
original Vacation, the one where they go to Wally
Oh,
World.
see, he listens.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I do like that one.
You do?
That's where he like wants to screw his cousin or something, and then he wins a bunch of cars.
What? No, that's Vegas Vacation.
Then I literally don't know what I'm talking about.
Children of Men actually being, regardless if it wins or not on this tournament, it's actually being reviewed on Credits Due.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Is that N Dog? Neil
Yes.
Dog?
Yep, Neil Dogg.
Don't say N-Dog. It's
The one who gave his top 5 assassins.
Yeah.
What? So who's in Children of Men? Because I think I can picture it. But
Clive Owen.
Julianne Moore.
Julianne Moore.
is it a war movie?
No, it's like a weird post-apocalyptic movie where
Okay.
people stop being born.
Whoa. Heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Caine's in
It's
it.
not like
Michael
Hotel,
Caine.
Hotel Rwanda.
Michael Caine.
I love Michael Caine.
Tangerine.
Michael Caine.
He's awesome.
He's great.
That's it.
Monster Bruce. Prestige.
No, him crying to like a Sarah McLachlan song would probably make me cry.
An old man crying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Anyway, sorry.
That's
Can't
the
hold me
thing
back.
that always gets Molly. She says if she watches men cry, then she can't
Like,
do
especially,
it.
like dads or like old men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cry when I see old men cry.
No, first time he saw Coco.
I'm not even going to dispute that. Of course I did. Because I have a heart, unlike you.
I love that heart of yours as you insult me.
Hey, you're the one that shits all over the end of Paddington 2.
I haven't seen the whole movie, and you guys are so obsessed with Paddington that it's like annoying. It makes me
You know
not
what
want
else
to watch
is annoying?
it. Me
That
not
you
watching
don't-
Paddington.
Yeah, of course.
Macy doesn't even want to watch it. She's like, ugh, Dad, bear movie.
I almost said something really mean. I almost said screw Macy. Just go watch Paddington 2. Doesn't matter what she likes.
Father of the Year.
Doesn't matter what she likes.
Yeah, watch it anyway.
I am disgusted.
Anyway, Paddington 2's great. Check it out sometime.
Yeah.
I think
Listen
that's
to our
like
review.
one of your favorite movies now of like all time.
Yeah, it might be.
Paddington.
It's good.
He's cute.
It makes you feel good.
Troy eats a lot of marmalade.
I
Oh,
did that
you do
even
that?
before.
Yeah,
I
he
saw it.
loves a good marmalade. Sorry, I'm letting all these secrets.
I do
family
like
secrets.
a good PB&J.
You should try with marmalade. Paddington it up.
More on this at 11.
Yes.
Nice.
What are we doing even? What are we doing right now? Tournament
just
still.
Tourney, no,
We're just
Tourney.
riffing and
It's gonna
skiffing over
be
here.
Children of Men versus National Lampoon's Vacation. The poll will be up. Make your votes. The winner will face off against Platoon to see who advances and who will be reviewed at a later date.
Very good.
Christmas vacation.
A regular vacation. Children of Men.
Everybody's fucking, but no one's making babies.
Because of cousins.
Everyone knows children of men.
We're losing.
Well, that brings us to the main event of the evening. Stop.
Sorry.
Golly. It's going to be picking up on that mic because your mic is...
Just drum rolling so hard for you.
Dropping March 8th, 1991 in America, La Femme Nikita.
Yeah.
It was released in theaters with a budget of 39 million francs.
How much does that count to our money?
I'll tell you. In
Whores!
in 1990,
Franks, like Frank from It's Always Sunny.
Okay, now I got it.
39 million francs equaled roughly $30 million in 1990.
Okay, so close enough.
Yeah. Domestically, it only made $5,017,971 in the U.S.
No one wanted to read.
Nobody wanted to cash those
It
paychecks.
was released worldwide sporadically throughout the UK, Canada, and other places. And it did make money there, even having it being like one of the top 3 films in Canada for 1990.
Really?
Jesus.
But I couldn't find any financial information on it.
Oh.
But it did do pretty great worldwide. In fact, I got some production notes right here that I'll read after I get through the ratings.
Oh my.
Rotten Tomatoes has it at 88%, IMDb 7.4 out of 10, and Metacritic at 56%. I'm sorry, I just hit the mic. And I do want to go on and read this.
Do it.
So, Nikita premiered in Paris at the Grand Rex on the 21st of February, 1990.
Yeah.
Because it premiered in America last.
So it still counts.
Yes.
Still counts for being in the 90s.
It went on tour in France to 15 towns. This is directed by Luc Besson. Mm-hmm. And he believes that when it finally got into America, it was actually... promoted incorrectly.
Yeah.
They wanted to show it more as like an art house film when they should have put it out as like an action set piece.
It definitely plays itself up as like an action movie.
It was released in the United States in 91. The film had a 6-month theatrical run in the United States.
It was literally in
6
theaters
months?
for 6 months?
6 months, yeah.
Jesus.
Did they ever? I mean, that just
Not
seems
anymore.
crazy anymore.
I mean, some movies, if they're super huge, they may be out in theaters for 6 months. But
movies are
even
usually out on DVD by month 3.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
By the end of the year, the film was the 3rd highest grossing French film in the United States that was produced.
That year or overall?
By the end of the year, the film was the 3rd highest grossing French film production in the United States overall.
Okay.
Besson felt that the film was inappropriately promoted in the United States, proposing that Nikita is an action film but was released in American art houses. And his previous film, The Big Blue, had the same problem. It was released in the United States as an intellectual work and attract the wrong audience.
They're pigeonholing him because
I
he's
know.
French.
I know.
They're speaking this weird language. It's got to be artsy and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
God.
Let's see.
Makes me
Nikita was
hot.
shown in Montreal, Canada in 1990. The film was very popular in Montreal, where the distributor,
They speak
whatever
French
his
there,
name is,
right?
Yeah.
noted that the film was only beaten by the new film Bird on a Wire and Back to the Future
Wow.
in June.
shit.
So, like, really cleaned up in Canada. And in Britain, the film was the highest weekly box office ever for a French film and was also popular in the box office in Italy and Japan.
Yeah, I
Wow.
saw like one of the posters that I saw when I was like trying to like find stuff on it was like go see the biggest hit in France and the UK.
So, yeah, it was nominated for a Golden Globes for Best Foreign Language Film. I don't think it won. But it had a fairly decent outing, except for in America,
Yeah.
it seems like.
But so much so that it inspired a USA TV
Well,
show.
and
Yeah,
that's
and it
why-
ran for 5 seasons.
You asked me if I
Yeah.
had heard of La Femme Nikita, and I, as a kid, remember seeing the TV show ad. Like, I think my parents watched. She was blonde, though. It was like a blonde American
Yeah.
Beauty, whatever. But I remember that. So when I walked in the room and asked what that was, I was like, that is not what I was expecting.
And it also spawned another not a spin-off, but another Nikita show on the CW that debuted in 2010.
I don't think that did super well though. I don't think it's still on.
It ran for 3 years, from 2010 to 2013.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
So it was
enough to inspire
whatever. So JT, what is Femme Nikita all about?
Well, we follow a young woman by the name of Nikita, who
is La Femme,
who
translated to a woman.
A woman.
A woman Nikita.
She is kind of like a druggy burnout, just hanging out with a bunch of losers that ransack some store one day, which leads into a weird, just fucked up police shootout out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it ends with pretty much her entire friend group being murdered, and her and this weird drugged out haze shooting a cop in the head, which then leads to her being put in jail for life because she killed a cop, and in the process is drugged and taken to some factory where they give her the option of either working for them or she is put in the cemetery plot that they've put out for her, saying that she's already dead. And then reluctantly she works for said agency and then gets into some rather crazy action-packed shenanigans.
La Femme Nikita. So, when I did decide that we should do this movie, I knew it had a cult popularity to it, and I've never seen it.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked it when I saw in a list of strong action feminine heroes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. I didn't know why you guys picked this, because it just seemed random. But
And then,
in honor of Captain Marvel,
I got it.
In honor of Captain Marvel, we have been picking strong female characters in 90s films.
Okay.
Since Captain Marvel
All
takes
right, I
place
see that.
in the 90s. And she's
Did
a
you
strong
get
female
Stella
character.
how Stella got her groove back? Or?
No,
I
I did
couldn't
Thelma and
fit it in.
Louise last week, or 2 weeks ago.
Saw the end of that. I'm just seeing the end of these movies. So it really is weird to hear the description. It's like a wild card.
And so I didn't realize this actually was a French film. I don't know why I didn't think it was, from La Femme Nikita.
I messaged you while I was at work when I was looking up the trailer for this, and they were speaking in nothing but French. And then I messaged you, do you know this is a French film? And then you said, of course.
Yeah, of course he did.
Bullshit.
I mean, of course now I know. That led to, for whatever reason, some people going off on the internet, yourself included, saying that I can't read or that I hate subtitles. And I've never said that once in my entire life.
I swear I thought we had a conversation where you talked about how you hate reading subtitles during movies.
Yeah, he does. You went on
No.
I know this about you.
No, I don't mind that at all.
I feel like you've said this.
I feel like you are wrong.
I don't even know who I am anymore.
I have friends that I know that do not like subtitles or even black and white movies.
You've said this.
No, I don't mind subtitles at all.
We've been together
If it
over
comes-
a decade. I know this is real.
If it comes to something, I would rather have it subbed than dubbed if it's a foreign language film.
Sub-dub.
I'd rather have
Rub
the
a dub
sub.
dub. He loves a good sub.
Yes, and I'm talking about hoagies.
Rub-a-dub-dub. Thanks for the sub.
I'm eating a hoagie in a tub.
Nikita. Ew. That's a gross. What if it falls in?
Rub-a-dub-dub. Thanks for the sub, Nikita.
But anyway, this movie came out in 1990. I don't know how many people have seen this,
Yeah.
but
It was
I
kind of
haven't.
hard to find. I even I went on something where it tells you how to stream stuff, and it said it was on Google Play, and I couldn't find it on that even.
I watched it on Google Play. It was
Really?
there. Yeah.
Okay.
How much did you spend on this?
$3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it's rental though.
Yeah,
You can even watch it on YouTube. It's a $3 purchase on
I rented it
YouTube.
on YouTube for $3.
Hey,
It said it was on
That's not
Amazon
bad.
Prime when I initially said that we were going to do this, but I couldn't find it.
But then they heard that we were going to do it, and they were like, "Get that fucking shit off."
Bezos over there.
Yeah, Bezos is trying to fuck over all the small podcasts in the world.
But I end up really enjoying this movie.
Yeah. No, I'm always when it comes to movies that are like foreign language that have subtitles, like it does have to really be interesting for me to keep my interest sometimes.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it kind of started off a little bit slow for me. I really didn't even really get into it until the whole fake your death aspect of it came into play. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is getting kind of interesting. Because at first I thought it was just going to be like... Because she does start as like a ruffian.
Yeah.
To put it mildly.
Like I read like a brief synopsis about it before I watched it. And they do kind of this whole thing where it's like, a woman must save her own life by becoming part of this national assassin organization type thing, where I'm like, so it's gonna be some bullshit where it's like she's in the wrong place, wrong time, and then she gets conned into being this assassin.
Right.
But it's like, no, from like scene 1, they introduce her as like, she's kind of a piece of shit person.
Yeah.
Like she's just this druggy burnout who's just kind of like aimlessly wandering through life, and then when she comes in contact with a cop, just shoots him right in the head.
Yeah.
We're like, good lord.
Yeah.
And you're the protagonist?
But then there's a lot of things they did in this that I really enjoyed. So like they even to the point where they're gonna do a like quote lethal injection on her, like fairly early on. And they do it, and she's just like crying for her mom.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, like even though she's a piece of shit, I kind of feel for her.
Yeah, no, I think that's what this movie does awesome, that they introduce someone that on the surface, it just seems like a total waste of space and just a total, like, gross human being. And then as they, like, kind of, like, take her apart piece by piece, you see, like, in those desperate moments that she's actually just a regular human being.
Mm-hmm.
She just might have had just a bad luck at life.
Yeah, exactly. And then once she eventually wakes up from having her death be faked, Bob... Is that his name? Or is that the name that he gives later? And regardless, comes in, kind of gives her the lowdown of what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you were buried in row 8, plot 20.
Yeah.
You have a choice of either working for us, and if you do not, we already have a spot picked out for you in row 8, plot 20.
I know, that shit is badass.
And I was like, that is a fucking cool line. And so she reluctantly does join a secret French government agency.
Yeah.
And when the guy comes back in to see if she's slept on it and made her decision, immediately smashes him with a chair, was able to take his gun, and then almost drag him out to the exit.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, she's already pretty formidable
I know,
for having
they show,
no experience.
Yeah. This movie does a good job of, like, portraying her in a way where it's like she's done some shit before, you just don't know what it is,
but in a believable way too, because she doesn't have any finesse to it at all.
No,
she just comes in and is like a street tough, pretty much.
But she's urchin.
Yeah, she's totally.
But she's good with guns too, because they take her that shooting range and she just riddles that whole thing with bullets
to almost cut it in half.
Yeah, she almost cuts it in half and is like, how the fuck did you learn that?
Right. Math really opened her brain up.
Right. And then I also didn't... I like the way they did time jumps in this, too. It's not... They never did, like, 3 years later.
Yeah, they never hold your hand. Like, they just introduce a scene, and then you're like, oh, something's different.
Yeah.
And then as the dialogue goes on, they'll, like, pepper in where it's like, I can't believe we did this 6 months ago or whatever, where it's like, oh...
And it's not even that blatant.
No. It's just like you know that time has gone by, and like for example, they did a thing where it's like when she's first there, she talks about how it's her 20th birthday,
right?
And then when they do like a time jump, they celebrate her 23rd birthday. Where so she's been there for 3 years. Then
and I was like, oh, that was super smart. And by that time, she's like got acclimated. She's like who is the woman that she's like kind of working with? Because that's like the one part was like, oh, she's actually been there 3 years at this point.
Yeah.
She's like kind of like refined and cleaned herself up to be like this femme fatale.
Yeah.
Where she uses like her beauty to get in where you never saw that beauty before. I don't know. It was a pretty drastic transformation, I thought, for being just a simple like, now she wears makeup and like combs her hair.
Yeah.
But I was like, she looked awful before, and then when she's like was getting advice from this, I guess, another female agent who's been in the system for forever. It's
she's like this older chick that she looks like a librarian because she like goes up this like spiral staircase and she's like in a room full of books or whatever and just has like this like makeup station where she like shows like you can be sexy.
Yeah, use your body to get in where you need or whatever it is. But anyway, she's like just showing like put on lipstick, and like it's like a total transformation, like night and day.
Yeah.
And then she goes downstairs and it's like, oh, I'm celebrating your 23rd birthday, and I'm like, oh, very clever, La Femme Nikita.
But even before that, like I like the whole thing that they did when like something happened that kind of like pissed her off, and she kind of does like she kind of acts like an infant in a way. Like she
when they're doing like a whole like montage type deal.
Maybe a little bit of a montage. I can't remember completely, but like she does like that stuff where like she does her training, but instead of like playing along, she'll like take down the trainer and then like bite him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like she like bites his ear where it's like you can see like the blood in her mouth and stuff. And then like
Tyson style.
That's right.
And then like they show like the inside of her cell and it's like all spray painted and she's like done like a whole bunch of shit to it.
How would she have spray paint?
Why did they allow her to do this?
You could get high on that.
I guess so.
We're talking a previous drug addict, right?
Well, it's never said that she's on drugs, but
she's zonked out of her gourd in that first scene, though.
I think that's also a pharmacy they're robbing too.
Yeah, but like they show like she gets to a point where like she's acting out, or no, she wants to go out. That's why she acts out.
Yeah,
because she asked Bob if she can go out to dinner with him, and he's like, "No, you can't leave." So then she starts acting out, where she's taking advantage of people when they trust her, and she's like spray painting and shit. And then it's like, look, they're gonna give you 2 weeks. Either you ship up, or we're gonna have to fucking kill you. And then that's when they like zoom ahead like 3 years, and they show the inside of her cell, and she's like, it looks like a common studio apartment in New York City.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Where it's like she's acclimated to this life of just constantly living in this like weird factory.
Yep.
Where has like the day job of doing something with like Microsoft Paint.
I don't know.
It's such a weird fucking program. He's like, scribble. See? I mean, you could do that all day.
It
what?
was like the early 90s, so I wondered if just like the office got new computers. Do you want to learn how to use them?
This struck me as one of those movies where it's like, we don't know how computers work.
Look what you can do. You can paint on them.
Isn't that that's amazing? What she does. She like scribbles and like, now watch this, and they like push a button, and then it makes the lines thicker, and they're like, oh my god.
Yeah. And really, there's only one other time where she uses a computer. Otherwise, that whole scene was worthless.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say I thought it would be like a thing where it's like the warehouse is like an actual place where people work, and that's the way that they make her blend in or something. Because it's like some weird. They make it where it's like. It seems like that's like a big part of her day because they always make her go to this desk and work on this computer for the most part.
I don't know what for, because it seems like that is also like on a lockdown. So like, you'd have to be like an agent or something that works there.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about.
Never really went into it, but some weird Luc Besson detail that they just threw in there, I guess. So when she finally gets to her 23rd birthday, Bob surprises her with dinner, and it's actually dinner out on the town.
Yeah.
But little did she know that was all a bit of a ruse, because her gift was a Desert Eagle with 2 full clips.
Yeah.
And she was on a mission that she didn't know. And it was like her first real mission out in the field, from what I can assume. And it goes a bit awry.
Yeah. Because they fuck her
over. But I also really like every mission in this. I thought it was believable.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really kind of even tense in some points where when she eventually she is kind of out on her own a little bit. And I'm not trying to jump too much forward.
Yeah.
But then every time she gets a call and they say Angeline, is that what it was?
No, it's not. Like Francesca? I can't remember what the name
Francesca. Either whatever it is, every time they answer with that, it's a mission coming her way.
Yep.
And so that
I know
gets
they'll even do things where that's the tension where she picks up the phone. There's a pause, and it's either that name or Marie. Like she goes by Marie when she's on the outside.
Yes.
Or she'll pick up the phone. She's like, "Hello," and there's a long pause. It's like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck." Marie. Oh, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Okay. Oh shit.
I'm trying to find here. So the mission that she gets fucked over on, she ends up coming out of it not completely unscathed.
Yeah.
But comes back.
But that whole scene is fucking badass too. They have a really fucking cool scene where she jumps down a garbage chute.
Yes.
And they follow her down it.
Yes.
Where I'm like, did they throw the camera down there too?
It was really a lot of this I could see because Luc Besson did Fifth Element also, right?
Yeah, and he did Taken.
Oh yeah. I really the only parts that I found oddly bizarre in this are the music choices.
The music in this sounds like a Skinamax porn.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my God.
But I mean, it was only made on 39 million.
That's
francs,
true. That's
only
true.
$30 million.
And I did find that a little not even jarring, but it was just these are odd choices for music because it's all weird 90s softcore synth.
Oh God, yeah.
Delish.
As you spill the entire fresco all over the place.
Night to danger.
It was a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
So anyway, she gets back to the agency, and Bob was like, "Oh, it was a test."
Yeah. But that's part of that is why I really start liking you can tell she definitely develops a sort of a romantic relationship with Bob.
Yeah, I don't know if it's even romantic, but it's I
don't know. They do.
If it is, it's
hints,
one-sided.
They have hints of it. I have a theory at the end of this where I kind of see her relationship with him and her relationship she has with someone else on the outside. Where I feel they provide two different things for her that she wants, but they can't provide the other thing that the other guy provides.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do like when she finally is free to her own devices for as much as you can say that she's free.
Yeah.
She's out in the real world. She's got an alias.
Yep.
And all that kind of stuff. She immediately meets this Marco guy.
Yeah. Just and I don't know. I kind of like their meet cute though.
I do too.
Because it was it's such a fucking she just goes to a grocery store and then just throws all the food at him, and he's just like, "Whoa, okay." Well, you're in a hurry. He's like, no, I'm not. He just keeps throwing fucking
ravioli.
Yeah, just throws cans of ravioli at him. But he's for being a dude that works at a supermarket, he's being pretty smooth with her.
Right.
Where I'm where the fuck do you get these moves? You're working as a fucking cashier at a fucking supermarket.
Right. Ends up being asked out by Nikita, who is now going by Marie.
Yeah.
And he's kind of taken back. He says later on their date, he's like, I'm kind of embarrassed because I've never had a woman ask me out because she's pretty forward. I would assume she's pretty forward because she's finally out of this captive environment she's been in for the last 4 or 5 years.
I'm pretty sure she was on the verge of I'm gonna fuck the first guy I see. Or it's fuck it. If I was locked up for 3 years and I was okay, you're pretty attractive, you seem to be into me, I'm gonna bang the shit out of you right now.
So they waste no time. She ingests as much protein as she can.
Oh my God.
By horfing down this ravioli. It's like, now let's screw.
I love. He's like trying to like have like a regular date, and all she's doing is just horfing down ravioli. And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we probably shouldn't let it get cold, I guess." Like, he keeps trying to start a conversation. She's like, "No, eat." Like, oh fuck, okay.
You're gonna need your energy.
Yeah, I'm gonna pound the shit out of you.
And that then does another time jump where it like blossoms into like a pretty great relationship. I really like Nikita, or Marie. I'll just call her Marie.
Yeah.
And Marco's relationship.
Yeah, like they seem like a genuine couple. Like that's what I like the most about this movie is that it doesn't hold your hand to be like, and then they got together, and then this happened, and then this much time went by. Like they introduce scenes where like they show you like a glimpse of like what a normal conversation between them is.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even like, it's just like them like being like, oh, okay, have a good day. Okay, love you too. Bye. It's just like that where it's like, okay, just by that interaction, I can kind of tell how their relationship has blossomed to this.
Yes. And they're like an adorable couple. Like there's like great lines in this where, like for instance, like Marie doesn't want to talk about her past because it's like a fairly shitty past.
Yeah.
And so she's like, why do you want to know that? I love you just the way you are, so why can't you love me the way I am?
Yeah.
And it's like,
just like, oh fuck yeah.
Well, I guess you're right.
I'm gonna keep that one in mind.
Yeah. and then his response was, well, I've never even seen your family. You don't ever invite family over. You don't talk about them. You don't invite friends over. And she's like, but I only love you.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a fucking
all right, fine,
great line. And then that's reciprocated at the very end.
Yeah.
When he says it back to her, I'm like, what a great like turn of phrase. That's really, and that's like the point where Chelsea walked into watching the movie and she's like, I can't take this French film shit. That is a quote. Okay. That's what she said. And I was like, you missed all of the movie to lead up to this great moment right here. So anyway, they're together, and she eventually agrees, or maybe even pleads to get Bob to come over to act as like a relative.
Yeah, well, I think Bob calls in just to check on her because she had like her first mission before this.
Oh yeah, which one was that one?
That was where she just dropped off tea at a guy's hotel.
Right.
Like I love that too because it's like there's so many of these like assassin type movies where it's like they're always going to the most dangerous missions ever.
Right.
But then she gets called into missions where it's like dresses like a maid and drop this tea off.
Right.
Where it's like it seems more believable where it's like everyone in this organization is just like you could either be like a cog in the machine or you could be the most important part of it. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of where you are and what part should you fit in that exact moment.
I really like that idea too. It's never like it's not always just an assassination mission or a one-man army off to do something like that. It's like, no, you're here, you're going to meet an informant here, and they're going to tell you to go here, and then you're going to go to this restaurant or hotel, and you're going to act as a maid and put a bug in a room. Yeah. Like, put a microphone in a teacup, and that's all you have to do. Yeah. And then you're done. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's all that lead up to kind of this. I'm like, it's not necessarily a disappointment. It's like refreshing almost that it's like, oh, you're just doing some spy shit. Yeah. Like, it never strikes you as like every mission is life or death. It's just like, well, sometimes you're just going to have to dress like a maid and drop off some tea. Like, that's just what you have to do. Yeah. Granted, she does go on odd assassination missions later.
Fuck yeah, does she? Jean Reno. I can't wait to get fucking Jean Reno.
Oh my god, we'll get there. And then so Uncle Bob, quote, Uncle Bob comes to dinner. Yeah. And then kind of like plays the part or whatever and makes up like a whole backstory of Marie.
Do you think that was made up? Because I think that might have been her actual backstory.
I couldn't really tell. Either way, it's still a great part of the movie.
Because I saw it as like, because like she's kind of like swooning when he's saying all this shit. So I'm thinking like that's her actual backstory, and she's just kind of like fawning over the fact that there's still someone out there that cares about her, that knows enough about her past that they can actually share it with somebody.
Yeah, I could see that. I also took it as like he's making up this like not even grandiose, but like a lovely backstory of something that never really happened, but it sounds so much better than what she actually had.
Yeah, that could be
that
too.
She could be like swooning that he would make up something so sweet for her.
That could be too. That could be too. But I like either or. Like I look like that's again why I like this movie so much. It never holds your hand where like everything is so set in stone. Like there's so many things you can kind of interpret for yourself where it's like, yeah, I like both things that I'm thinking about for this situation.
Yeah. And then he awards him with 2 passes because he's like, well, I'm a
travel agent. Yeah. I got these 2 things to Italy where you can go and spend the weekend.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, yeah, that's a fucking mission.
Yeah, of course it was. Like, I knew it right off the bat.
I was like,
well, he's like giving her like, I have these 2 passes to Venice.
Yeah,
and
I
then
thought
he's like,
she was going to catch on
full
too.
on almost winks at her.
Yeah. But then she gets pissed at him where I'm like, you didn't catch on? This was going to be a fucking...
Right.
He gave them to you.
Right. So anyway, they end up going to Venice, and she ends up getting a mission there. And this was like one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie.
Yeah.
Was this like tension between her and Marco is her fiance at this point, right? I want to say they said they got engaged. That's why he gave him the present to go to Venice.
Oh, okay, maybe. I'm not sure.
Regardless if it is or not.
But yeah, they're like genuinely like having a fight while she's putting a gun together to assassinate this person across the river.
Yeah, and I was like, I really am enjoying the tension of this.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to make... She's trying to play it off like she's just kind of freshening up in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But secretly they've planted like pieces of a gun in there so she can piece it together.
I loved it too because while we're talking about Barry on Monday, there's like a scene in Barry that reminded me exactly of this scene too.
Mm-hmm. And then... So she's also trying to like have a conversation with Marco in the other room while like room service is also coming in, and she's also on a walkie person like giving her instructions on who to assassinate because they don't know yet.
Yeah, she's talking to 2 different people while also having to like
diffuse Marco.
Yeah, diffuse Marco. Yeah, like trying to diffuse a situation where Marco's talking about like, why are we together? Meanwhile, she has a person in her ear telling her like, who, like not really deciphering who this person is that she has to assassinate.
The target in like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
or
like they're like wasting a bunch of time. Being like, we don't know who the target is yet, so we have to wait. And she's like, cycling through all these different people that are coming out of this fucking like weird building or whatever. While also trying to like talk down Marco and also like it's so fucking like Jesus.
Yeah, it's like almost. I want to say it's my favorite scene.
Yeah,
because like you can feel like the tension because he's like at the door of the bathroom.
Yeah, like he's about ready to walk in, and she's just like, "Oh, just talk to me through here." Thanks.
And she's got like a sniper rifle pointed out to the window.
Yeah,
with like a fucking walkie in her ear, and it's like holy shit. And then like right at the last second, they get the target, and it's like nails this fucking target and like ditches the fucking gun in the tub which she's been filling this whole time, and Marco walks in and she's just like kind of there sitting like morose on the edge of the tub and it's like
like what did he think was happening when he walked? Did you think that she was shitting in the tub?
I don't know but I love that scene. It's like it's I want to say probably one of my favorite scenes for sure.
Yeah, it's really good.
There are a few scenes later on when fucking
Jean
Reno shows up that it's like these are pretty great too.
Wait till we talk about Jean Reno. If you haven't watched this movie, watch it for Jean Reno because this movie is what got like Leon the Professional made.
We'll get there. Okay, we'll get there.
This is definitely the movie that got Leon the Professional made, where they were like, "There's no way in fuck we can't give this man a movie."
Yeah, for sure. So because like of the Venice trip, They what happens right after Venice? They end up just going back to.
They go back to Paris.
Paris.
And then Bob gives her a mission where she has to pretty much stalk a guy for 3 months with like a group.
Oh yeah. She's got like this big mission where she has to
she sets a team
something
together
for 6 months.
Yeah.
And, plan
she has
this
to follow
whole
a guy
thing.
because he has access to these documents that they need. So she has to pretty much find a way to get into this area that's only this guy can get into to steal this information and leave.
Right. And so
the guy just happens to always be dressed in a way that you can easily be disguised as him.
Yeah.
He's always wearing these
these
big ass glasses and this big floppy hat where you're you're just asking to be fucking have your identity stolen.
But regardless, she ends up you never see the whole plans take place. It kind of just jumps in time again. And it's 6 months later where that mission is actually taking place now.
Yeah.
And she's got this whole room set up where she pretends that she's an art dealer.
Yeah.
And there's that kind of tension where there's a whole elevator and staircase and people watching each end of it. And they're in this room and she's hired a lookalike of him in the other room.
Yeah.
And she's trying to put him down, but just incapacitate him and then have the lookalike go out and get the documents. It's this whole thing planned, and then all of a sudden it's just they're gonna pull the plug on it for reasons.
Well, it's such a small reason too that I love it too, where it's his guards have this code that they need from him in order to bring him to that place. And they're like, oh shit, well, we'll figure it out. No, we're sending the cleaner. It's no, we'll figure it out. We're sending the cleaner. And they hang up. It's but then they're just so frantic, or it's we gotta figure this out before the cleaner gets here. Or it's what the fuck is up with this cleaner?
Right.
Enter Jean Reno. And you're that's why you didn't want the cleaner to show up. Because his whole theory is shoot first, ask questions later. If ask questions later was shoot more.
And he's known as the cleaner because he cleans fucking house. He just comes in and just just kills fucking everyone, and then he's gonna dissolve everyone in a bathtub.
Yeah, even when a member of the group was "Is this okay?" Pew! Jesus!
And so he gathers everyone up in this apartment and is gonna dissolve in the bathtub, realizing they didn't kill the original
one of them's
guy.
not dead, and he's just writhing in pain
because
while he's just pouring
acid all over him. And I'm holy shit! And the freaking Nikita is cowering in the corner.
Yeah.
The lookalike is what the fuck? We planned to do this for 6 months.
Yeah. Anytime, if anyone questions his mission, he just shoots them. No questions asked.
Yeah.
Nikita was maybe we should just cancel. And then he just grabs her by the throat and we finish the mission. We're
yeah.
Holy shit.
I do not abort a mission that's already been started.
God.
And it's holy shit.
So then she has to act as the lookalike and looks like a horrible fucking version of lookalike.
Good thing 1990s security cameras aren't high definition.
Yeah, because she just pretty much just pads this coat and wears the shitty glasses and hat.
Right.
And hat.
And goes in and takes the pictures with her camera glasses or whatever.
Yeah.
Gets spotted by a dog who realizes it's not the right person.
Yeah, and then she's followed by someone that says, excuse me, and then she gets out there and is oh, he's fucking dead, because Jean Reno is in the car, and he's what's that? Some guy's following you?
Right. Pew, pew. Because so Jean Reno is just waiting in the parking lot for her, because she's give me an hour. He's okay, you got an hour. Backs into a parking spot, and he's just waiting, not doing anything, just sitting straight, looking out the window.
Yeah.
And a guard is checking his watch and is coming over to be most likely, dude, you need to get out of here.
Yeah, and just gets out and shoots him.
And so the guard is coming up, he rolls down the window as if he's gonna talk to him and just shoots him dead. No one didn't even speak to him. Just shoots him dead, and then just rolls his window back up and sits and waits. Then,
I want to know what this guy did before this mission. What?
Shit.
How did he live this long that you could be put into situations where all you do is shoot people and still be alive?
also be shot and still be alive.
Oh, yeah.
He gets
Be
riddled.
shot and drive through a brick wall.
The most unbelievable part of the movie is that part.
Yeah.
So, like, Jean Reno gets riddled with machine guns.
Yeah, he gets out of the car and just starts shooting every guard at this place.
Right.
And they just riddle him with bullets, and he just gets back in and then drives through a brick wall and then dies at a stoplight.
Oh, my God. Where...
But
so, like, I know Jean Reno, he gained popularity because of Leon the Professional.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this a spin-off of La Femme Nikita? And I was like, well, no, because he obviously dies in this.
Yeah.
And his name isn't Leon.
Yeah.
But
it's like Victor or something. I think his name's like Victor.
Yeah, Victor the Cleaner. Yep.
Yeah.
But I loved the scenes where Jean Reno was in.
He just comes in and he's so calm the whole time.
And maybe he was like not very well known back then, but when he showed up like out of nowhere and like now is like kind of taking charge of the movie, I'm like, where did he fucking come from?
He stole the movie almost. Once he came in and just started like laying waste to everybody, it's like, this is a completely different animal than the rest of this movie.
Yeah, like 20 minutes of like near the end is his part of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit.
Steals it. You're like, what the fuck is this guy?
Right.
Like, everyone else is like pretty cool, calm, and collective. Like, okay, we need to figure out a way to make this mission go on. And his whole thing is like, bang, you're dead.
Yep.
Like,
I'm gonna mow through you.
I'm not here to figure out what to do. I'm just here to figure out who I need to kill.
Uh-huh. Amazing.
It's so fucking good.
It's fucking great.
If you just watch this movie just for Jean Reno's part alone, because it's insanity.
Yes.
When he gets in here, he just lays waste to everybody.
Uh-huh. So then Nikita gets back and kind of straightens herself out for whatever happened that night. Goes back to Marco. Marco confesses to her that he's known like almost this whole time that she's not who she said she was.
Which I love that shit too, because there's so many of these movies will just be like, oh, all of the suspense is like, how is she going to hide this from him?
Yeah.
And it's like, then he's like, yeah, I knew all this whole time.
Yeah, there was never a Maria that worked at this hospital. I found that out very quickly.
Yeah, like I like legit, like I like called like day one.
I went to go take you out to lunch, and she said, "There's no one here by that name that works here, ever, or whatever." That's never said, but that's an obvious thing. And then goes on to say, like, "I know you've been tailing people. I've seen like all this kind of shit."
Yeah.
And then she rebuttals with something like, why do you blah, 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 blah. And that's when he reciprocates as like, because I only love you.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, what a perfect moment. And they're just lying there in bed and they love each other. They embrace. And then she skips town.
Yeah, she ditches out.
Bob shows back up. Where
I love that scene. Yeah, I love that scene when it's Bob and Ricardo show up because
Marco,
Ricardo. Fuck me. When Bob and Marco are together, because it's like that. It's like that weird situation when you like meet up with someone that's also dated your ex, where it's like they both know like, oh, you two.
Yeah.
Where they're just like. They're not talking shit about her, but it's like, man, yeah, this sucks.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like there was some kind of romantic thing between her and Bob. Because they do, like, I think they make out right before she leaves the compound.
Well, I think they kiss, but it's not, like, for, like, an extended amount of time or anything like that.
Well, I took it as, like, this whole movie was, like, she loves Bob because Bob gives her the freedom to, like, I feel like Bob steps back enough to like test her and like push her to her full potential, where she grows to appreciate that, and then Marco is kind of protective of her and wants to like be like, oh, like you should stop, and like you should Like, I don't want you to get hurt and stuff. And I feel like she definitely wants both of those, but neither of them give her both of those. It's just Bob gives her one thing and then Marco gives her the other thing. And then when they come together, they're kind of like eyeing each other where it's like, did she love you more than me?
Yeah, I think like it's like a thing where like Bob gave her like the guidance I think her life was missing.
Yeah.
And then Marco was like the unconditional love that she's never had.
Exactly.
And it's like, yeah, it's like two pieces of a pie that she's desperately needed.
Like together they make the perfect like man for her.
Yes.
But they're two separate pieces that are vying for her, and she could never decide between the both of them.
Right.
Which is probably a big reason why she left.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't even end with her. It ends with Bob and Marco.
Those two just kind of like sharing a moment where it's like,
and they end up just saying like, yeah, we're gonna miss her.
Yeah.
And like that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that ends kind of abruptly, but I'm like, that's a decent ending right there.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much left to say. Like, I think like the big part of this movie was that there's these two men that are these big parts of her life, but they're kind of like, I wouldn't say an ultimatum, but it's like she has to pick between either or, and I don't think she could really do that.
Right.
And I think it's a big reason why she's like, I'm just going to start over.
Yeah, and she wanted like out of that whole thing anyway, because all of this is just like fucking her life straight up.
Yeah, she's the one other fucking Jean Reno coming in.
Right. Like, right. For sure. But then like I like that it didn't end with like some weird sequel bait shit that you'd see like now.
Yeah.
Where it's like after that whole like, yeah, we'll miss her.
Yeah.
And then it pans to like a bar somewhere in South America and somebody's like, oh, mademoiselle or whatever. And she turns around and lowers her glasses.
Wink.
Yeah. It's like, ugh, boo.
Yeah. No, but yeah, no, I dug this whole movie all the way through just for that. Like it just the fact that it's so good at just laying out all the information to you, and then you can decipher it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then the action scenes on top of that are awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty stellar.
Yeah.
I liked them quite a bit. I was actually surprised when I went to go write down some of the stats for this. Like, Rotten Tomatoes has had a pretty high score, so does IMDb, but Metacritic, which is like a common consensus between like a lot of reviews, had it at like 56%.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even the IMDb score, I think, is like fairly low.
Yeah.
It's 74%.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I watched this movie and I ended up liking it a lot.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm going to bring my full out grade. I'm going to give this a strong A.
Really?
I really enjoyed this fucking movie.
My God, Troy.
Subtitles or not, I love this movie. Like I went in expecting, I had no idea what, and maybe I was surprised by that, and maybe a different Luc Besson telling like a non-conventional kind of like action suspense story.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I'm same way.
I am like astounded that it doesn't have well, I guess it does have like kind of like a cult classic like aesthetic to it now.
Yeah.
But like I don't hear much about that. I hear more about like the TV series that came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would recommend this movie wholeheartedly to anybody who is into like an actiony kind of espionage drama type movie.
No, I'm the same way. I give it maybe more of like a very enthusiastic B+. Sure. I really enjoyed it, like for the most part all the way through. Like I don't know, there maybe just some things didn't strike me as much as you, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like it definitely it presents itself in a way where I feel like it's not holding your hand, and I will take that over a whole bunch of shit. Especially nowadays where it's just like, now we're going here.
Right. Cater to the lowest common denominator.
Yeah. This movie, like, it expects you to know what ride you're going on,
right?
And then you follow it all the way through, and
it's not even that hard. It's just like pay attention.
Yeah, just watch the fucking movie,
right?
Like you don't need to be some like fucking 70-year-old grandma being like, "What? Why is her hair longer?" It's 3 years later, Grandma.
But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I'm not gonna say I was blown away.
Yeah.
But like I am so glad I finally got around to seeing this movie.
There you go.
And like I would recommend it to pretty much our entire friend group. Anybody who listens to this who is apprehensive on spending the $3 to rent it, I would say do so. Like I would even say you can buy this on Google Play for $5.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
Like it would be fun to revisit this movie every couple years.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just buy it just for that fucking sweet scene where she jumps down the garbage chute.
That's a great scene.
That scene's badass as fuck. She the camera follows her running through the kitchen down the garbage chute, and it like goes down the garbage chute almost with her. Mm-hmm. Where you're like, how the fuck did you get that shot?
It's a great shot. It's a great shot. Probably a camera on a stick.
Yeah, camera on a stick. Camera on a stick.
Camera on a stick. But there you go. La Femme Nikita.
La Femme Nikita. Good ending to our strong female characters in 90s films.
Yes. Right. From what we already had, so we did Thelma and Louise, Captain Marvel. We did La Femme Nikita. Was there another one in there that we missed?
No, we just did both of ours.
Which one would you say is your favorite?
I'd probably say La Femme Nikita.
I would also say La Femme Nikita. I would say my least favorite is Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And then Thelma and Louise was great. Like, I've never seen that. And I was like, man, I really enjoy Thelma and Louise.
Yeah. I feel like La Femme Nikita is a perfect thing for why I didn't like Captain Marvel, because it takes a female character and puts them in a situation where it's like, that sucks. And then it makes them look really strong when they actually do look strong.
Yeah, it shows growth.
Yeah, it shows growth. That's what I wanted.
Shows growth.
Shows growth. And that's what I wanted out of Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So I don't hate women.
I like at one point of our review, I'm just like, Joel, stop. Please.
I know.
Please.
I was so paranoid.
But anyway, so yeah, is there anything else that you've been into this last week?
Hand me a beer, Troy, and then I will tell you.
Oh, you bet.
Hand me a beer, Troy, and I'll tell you.
Here you are.
I watched the film that got Glenn Close a nomination for Best Actress, The Wife.
Yes.
And it's about, she plays the wife of a famous author who is winning the Nobel Prize.
Okay.
I think it's set in 1992, and as like all of the pageantry is kind of crowding them with this major achievement, like things start coming out that they don't have the best relationship as like the beginning show they might have, mm-hmm. And yeah, it's really good. I really dug it. Glenn Close is fucking awesome in this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I saw that, and I saw the winner where it was Olivia Colman for The Favorite, and it's pretty close. I think Glenn Close could have easily won for Best Actress, because she's fucking awesome in it.
Yeah.
Like they kind of allude, I don't want to give away too much, but they allude that she was a part of his writing more than they try and show to the public. Mm-hmm. And, like, you can see, like, even, like, these small scenes that, like, when he's like, oh, well, she's not a writer, where she's, like, seething, where, like, and it's just, like, small scenes, like, she's just in the background, where it's, like, you can see her, like, biting her bottom lip, just, like, having to, like, let him get all the glory for what could have been a big chunk of, like, her work, too, where you're, like, oh boy. Fuck. Yeah, and it's just, you like see like their relationship like erode in front of your very eyes, where it's like he's just getting all of these accolades for something that she was also a part of, and like even when he goes out of his way to like throw her some credit where it's like, well, I couldn't have done without the inspiration of my wife. Like, inspiration, motherfucker. I fucking wrote the goddamn thing. Where it's like, it's just like eating her up, where it's like all these years of resentment, and it's really well done. I really enjoyed it.
Good deal.
Yeah, so check out The Wife.
The Wife.
And I've only watched a couple episodes of it, but I listened to a podcast where they kind of talked about it, and it made me interested. There's a series on Netflix called Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah, everyone's talking about that.
Yeah, I watched a few episodes of it, and it's pretty interesting. It's very violent, and from like the couple I've seen, it's very violent and it's very like sexual. But it's really cool. Even like for the animation alone, I would definitely check it out.
Like right before the show or during the show, like my bro chat was lighting up about watching this movie or the series rather.
Yeah, and it's a really cool concept too, because it's 18 episodes, but every episode is like between 18 to 6 minutes long.
Okay.
So it's like, it strikes you as like if Netflix didn't exist, they would put these on Adult Swim.
Oh, sure.
But it's cool because it's an anthology series. And every series, I think, is animated by someone different or directed by someone different. So every single episode has a different feel to it.
Damn. Fuck. I need to get on this shit. I need to do something with my life here and love, sex, and robots or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Love, Death, and Robots.
Love, sex, and robots.
But
that's what I need to watch.
It is super sexual and super violent. Like the first episode that I watched, it's like a story about this girl that is part of this tournament where you can mind meld with these like weird mutants that they grow in these labs, and they have like these like BattleBot type fights.
Okay.
And the fight is so fucking gross. Like this thing doesn't cut a thing's head off, it rips. Like rips where you can watch the flesh like tear like piece by piece as he rips the head off.
Jesus.
And it is gross.
All right.
And then like right after it, for no reason, they have a sex scene between two chicks where it's like,
all right.
it's like the Grindhouse for animation. Where it's like, what the fuck is happening right now?
My goodness.
But yeah, it's just like I've only seen 2 episodes so far. I've seen that one. There's like another one with like where it's just 3 robots like traveling through a post-apocalyptic world where they're like talking about things humans did, but in such a basic way where it makes everything sound stupid that we do.
Okay.
But like those 2 they got me hooked already. I want to watch the rest of these.
Good freaking deal. All right. Is that it?
That is it.
Well, if you didn't know already, I was gifted a PS4.
Yes.
I think I brought it up last week, actually.
Yeah.
So I've been playing a bit of Red Dead. Not as much as I want.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to get away, especially when my daughter wants to watch Baby Shark every fucking 5 minutes. And she loves hanging out in my room.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't get a lot of time on it until she goes to bed. And even then, like, I get like an hour and a half maybe in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am falling asleep. I need to go to bed. But, like, if I had the opportunity, I would play all fucking night until I had to get up in the morning to go to work.
For sure.
Red Dead 2 is so good.
It's insanity.
It's like, if anyone listens to Charm Type, Chelsea's making shit out of me because every time she comes in, I'm doing like
buying horse shit.
Yeah, just buying horse shit or like stalking an animal, and she's like, "What are you even doing?" I'm like, that's all I really like to do in the game is like do the off shit. Like I only do missions to propel me to get more things, so I can do weird shit. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so I spend hours just doing that. So I'm glad I can just do it when nobody's watching. Because I was like, fuck, that'd be the most boring game to ever watch is me just like fucking riding miles across the countryside just to hunt like an alligator.
It literally is like, when I first started playing in front of Molly, she was like, I can't watch you play this. Because it takes you like 20 minutes to hunt something.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to track it and you have to follow it and you have to find it.
Right.
And then when you shoot and you miss, you have to do it all over again. Where you're like, oh, fuck.
So I've gotten to I haven't had to the point where I have to hunt a legendary animal or anything yet.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to the point where if I'm hunting and I don't kill it in the first shot, I'm just like, fuck it. I can't, unless it's an animal, and I haven't gotten yet.
Yeah.
I need to, collect to, put it in the registry or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just like, forget it.
I'll
get it again sometime.
I always do the fucking shit where it's like, oh shit, I got a trailer of something cool, and I'll follow it, and then I'll kill it, and then I'll skin it, and then when I pick it up, it says, poor pill. Like, fuck! And I just throw it down and I leave.
Oh my god, I'm the same way. I'm just I'm gonna sell this shit for $1. It only took me 20
I don't even
minutes.
sell it, 'cause I'm like, I'm just gonna take up more space in the back of my horse. Fuck this pill. Just throw it on the ground.
I always try to find the nearest butcher or whatever and just sell it off for something. But
sucks.
Anyway, Red Dead's great. Also spend the last couple days watching Barry, which we're reviewing.
We will review that on Monday.
For Monday's show.
Yeah.
And I've also been reading and watching Doom Patrol.
Yeah?
Reading the Grant Morrison run. Our live stream is going to be coming up on this following Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And we're wrapping up the entire Grant Morrison run.
Oh, shit.
And then I've also been watching on the DC Universe app, Doom Patrol coming out. That is a pretty solid show.
Oh, yeah?
My only one critique of it is that I don't think it's skewing adult for unknown reasons to me.
Yeah.
I think if a lot of the dialogue is a tad sounds like juvenile.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of F-bombs, and I'm like, I don't think you need all these. They don't sound right. They fit.
Yeah.
That kind of feeling where it's just oh, fuck, or whatever, and it's like, you don't need that in this. It doesn't accentuate the script at all.
Yeah.
So that'd be my only critique. Otherwise, I'm finding it pretty intriguing. They just did almost a good chunk of an episode just on the Negative Man, who is played by Matt Bomer.
Yeah.
And that was really good. And then they did another one on Crazy Jane. You get to know a little bit more about her too.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, I'm really enjoying this quite a bit.
Nice.
And even the person they have playing Cyborg in the show is way better than the one they ever had in Justice League.
Yeah.
They did. I mean, granted, they didn't. I think Ray Parker is his name.
Yeah.
In Justice League,
I think so.
They didn't do much of anything with him at all. So really anything would be an improvement.
Yeah.
But they really, I think, have a good character down for Cyborg in the show.
Oh, cool.
And he comes off as almost a pseudo kind of leader for him because he is in the Justice League, but now he's just kind of hanging out with the Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
It's cool. And you fall into his weird prosthetic on his head, and I'm like, it doesn't look that good in pictures, but then when it's moving, it's it looks okay.
Yeah.
It's on TV anyway.
Fuck it.
I think everyone's great in it. Now anytime I read Doom Patrol, I hear Brendan Fraser's voice as Robot Man. But
and you just see him clapping weird.
Of course, every time. But I'm really enjoying it. It's made the DC app a fairly reasonable purchase per month so far.
Nice.
And they've got a lot of stuff on there you can read. My daughter Macy loves the 40s Fleischer, Max Fleischer Superman cartoons on there. Even though some of them are a tad racist. But she doesn't know. She'll just grow up.
I'll tell her it's wrong when she's old enough. It's fine.
Thank you. But she loves those, and those are on there. And they just put up the entire series of this 70s Shazam show.
Oh shit!
And I watched the pilot episode of that, and it is so ridiculous. I'm like, they could have done any character but Shazam because it's not the same. So if you don't know, Shazam gets his power from elder gods or whatever.
Yeah.
And so when he talks to his elder gods, they're all shittily animated. And it's totally just throws me out of the whole thing. And it's kind of like a G.I. Joe cartoon where they have a lesson at the end of every single episode. and they ride around in an RV across the country, like helping people. Like it's so fucking weird. But I'm like, I think I can watch more of this because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, that's all on that DC Universe app if you want to enjoy that.
Okay.
But that's pretty much all I've been into, JT.
Right on, Troy.
So if people want to ride around in an RV and solve mysteries with you, where can they get in contact?
Zoink, Scoob! You can find me at BuckyFarone on Twitter, also BuckyFarone on Instagram, and BuckyFarone on Snapchat. Troy.
Find me at Troy to the Max on Twitter. You can hit us both up and vote for the Tournament of Random Movies at Review Pod. On
Children
Twitter.
Men versus National Lampoon's Vacation.
That's very true. You can listen to all of our new episodes uploaded onto reviewpod.podbean.com or almost any other podcast listening site that there is out there, such as Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts. If you listen to Apple Podcasts, we'd be so kind to rate and review us there, because if you enjoy the show, that would help other people find our show. And if you want to write in, just like Dinosaur Neil did this evening, please do so at reviewpod@gmail.com.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. We'll read your letter right on the show.
Can't fucking wait to read your letter.
Oh my god. We love reading letters.
Yes.
So that's going to be the show next week, JT. Starting on Monday. We got Barry.
We're doing Barry Season 1 to get ready for the Season 2 premiere on, I believe, March 31st.
Okay, very good.
And also because he's also an assassin.
Yes.
Stay in theme.
Yes.
And then the Wednesday after that, we're going to be covering the latest Jordan Peele release with Us.
Mm-hmm. Sounds great.
Yeah. Can't wait to see how this turns out.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, let's see if Jordan Peele gets into a possible sophomore slump.
Oh, I hope not.
I hope not, too.
He's got that Twilight Zone also.
I hope not, too.
So yeah, that's what's coming down the pipeline for the next few episodes. So catch those if you can.
So go ahead and I would say, for me personally, just because everyone already knows that I love it, if you want to, definitely buy Barry if you need to, because it's worth watching, and we're going to go in full spoiler discussions about it.
Mm-hmm.
I fully enjoyed it, and I think it's worth your time.
And really, it's only 4 hours of something.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like a bit daunting if you say 4 hours, but
it's 8 episodes, and they're all a half hour each.
Yep. It's actually quite a breeze to get through. I got through it in 2 sittings.
Nice.
Yeah, so
nice.
There you have it. That's what I was doing the last 2 days.
So check it out before our big review on Monday, and we'll go full spoiler discussion on it.
Yep, you bet. But until then, JT, I have been Troy to the Max Extreme.
I am JT3K.
And we are